Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Today the video is going to be basically for men only. Um, because there's on my feed, I guess I have a more masculine feed than like your average girl, but that said I do watch a lot of like female YouTubers, but still, you know, I get a lot of guys in my male content creators, and they're bitching about women and like not getting them, basically not getting them. So this video, like, I want it to be kind of a concise list of why are they ignoring you. um and I guess first I'll start off with the fact that like women have changed, like starting with millennial women, um and all subsequent generations of women. Like we are now, we're not like our moms. We're not like our moms. Our moms were stupid. And that's not really their fault, okay? That's just kind of like because they didn't have the internet. Um, a lot of them didn't have, much economic opportunity. Just and things were just different, right? It was a generation ago for Gen X and older. It was normal for people to get married very young and have kids, 2, 3 right off the bat, and just, go from there. But millennial women, we were the first ones to look at our parents and have the internet. And those two things in conjunction, I think, allowed us the ability to realize that there's more to life than what we have in our hometown. And also, I do believe it's because our mothers, like older Gen X ladies and also boomers, they were very brutally honest with us. Like my mom, I think she's a old Gen X, or maybe like a young, very young boomer. I don't know. She was born in 1969. And I remember her saying, like, to me when I was very, very young, she said, "Wendy, don't ever get married. Don't ever have kids." Like, and she was so fucking serious. My mom was not a joker. She was not a funny lady. She is not a funny lady. She's still alive. Um, and I think a lot of millennial women would say, "You know what? My mom said that to me too," or something very, very close. But regardless of whether they said it outright or not, I feel like a lot of them, like, again, they didn't hide their sadness. They didn't medicate it away as much as like previous generations did, especially if they were like of lower socioeconomic status. So millennial women, again, we really, I don't know, we really, like, were observant and kind of like realized, like, okay, like, I don't have to do it like that. And a lot of us did go to college, for better or for worse. Though that said, I will say that I think it is good that a lot of women, in my generation and, younger, do go to college. I mean, on one hand, I only say yes, go to college if you can get it for like super, super cheap, on scholarship, free ride, whatever. Um, but at the same time, it's like I will always say that an educated woman is better than a non-educated woman, because just because an educated woman, I feel, is better able to communicate, both verbally and like written wise, which is very useful in the real world and also in relationships. They are just, a smarter person is easier to deal with than a dumb person, okay? And most men are pretty actually smart. So, and just from my own like anecdotal experience, I know guys like a smarter girl, not a brainiac, not, like, whatever Mensa level, but like they like a girl that they can have a fucking conversation with, okay? A girl that goes to college and gets her degree ultimately is going to make a guy, as long as it's not like feminist studies or like lawyer, but like for the girls in the middle who like got like accounting degrees, a sociology degree, I don't know, just your normal things that kind of led to just kind of a normal life, you know, not one that's super like NGO, hates all men kind of bullshit, sucks the government's teats, makes it all about equality and women's rights. As long as a girl didn't do that, or again over here like become a lawyer or a doctor, I feel like the women that went to college, a guy would prefer her, not these ones, but her, the ones in the middle, than a girl who like, I don't know, started working as a waitress or a delivery driver or a warehouse worker right outside of right out of college, out of high school, because the one that went to college is just going to have so much more of a wider range of topics that she can discuss. Okay, college, you actually learn a fuck ton of you learn a lot about the world when you're in college. And yeah, sure, some of it is gonna make you look at America and be like, man, we kind of suck in terms of like how we treat black people, or how we treated black people. I do feel like it's equally nowadays, but like it's when you do the research, yeah, America fucked over black people a lot, okay? Anytime they got together and their shit together, something happened to them, okay? Philadelphia, look it up. One time, the only time in American history, I believe, that like America dropped bombs on its own people, they were black people that had like their own little town and like banks and stuff like that. And just in general, there's been probably a handful of towns that we know historically, like on the record, of like black towns that again had black people who were wealthy, who had banks, who had colleges, but those towns were raised, razed, by white people, if not the government, straight out and like completely. And don't get me started on the cocaine that and the crack epidemic. Okay, that was basically the government bombing its own people. Okay, you cannot flood the ghetto or the whatever, a minority, the neighborhoods of minorities with, you know, highly addictive substances, whether it be crack or Coca-Cola, and not and pretend like you don't know what the fuck you're doing by fucking those people over, okay? So what am I talking about? I don't know. So anyway, let's just get to it, okay? Long story short, women are different, okay? We're smarter than our moms were. Either just because we fucking watch them be like beat by our dads, their husbands, left by their dads, by our dads, their husbands, or just completely like emotionally unavailable, okay? And I don't care why men in the past were emotionally unavailable, okay? Was it because the gold, we went off the gold standard in 72 or something, 78, 72, I can't remember. It doesn't fucking matter, okay? You still need to show up, man. If you're a man, if you're a dad, you need to show up for your family. It doesn't matter what the fuck is happening to the gold, to the money, to the anything, okay? So yeah, women are different. We're smarter because we talk. Also, we talk on the internet. We make videos. We write articles. We have websites that say, are we dating the same man? Or there are websites where you can type in like a new boyfriend's name, and you can, maybe see if other women have dated him and get their kind of, observations and opinions of him. Women talk. Women will always talk. You guys hate that, but like women talk. So just accept it and move the fuck on and do better. But for those guys who understand that women are different, women are better now, if you're still interested in understanding why we're not picking you, here's my list of like 9 things that we as women are just not ignoring anymore. Our mothers ignored it. Our mothers ignored it. Our mothers went along with it, but we cannot in good conscience anymore, okay? So the first thing is gambling. If you gamble, we're not sticking with you, okay? We're not sticking with you, okay? Gambling has been around since the time of the Bible, and I'm pretty sure in it says don't fucking do it, okay? Drugs. We're not dealing with drugs anymore. We're not dealing with drugs anymore. Drugs are so passe, okay? The weed is bad and all those chemicals are weird. We're not dealing with it. Alcohol. We're not dealing with you if you can't fucking handle your alcohol. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, what? You're going to get a DUI and then I'm going to have to bail you out or visit you in prison or give you rides or ride a bike with you to the bar or whatever, or watch you go off to work on a bike. What? No, we're not dealing with that. We're not dealing with that. Drinking is just over. And I think actually, related, that's a lot of why men are not getting laid anymore, because people are not drinking anymore. Back in the 2010s, which was one of the heights of drinking, with the Sparks and the Red Bull vodka sodas and the Four Locos and the Mad Dog 2020s. Mad Dog was a little bit older, but it's still kicking in the 2010s. Just bar culture in general facilitated hookup culture, and unfortunately, or actually no, fortunately, alcohol is over. So hookup culture is basically over. So I think that's a lot of reason why men are like pissed now, because it's like a lot of guys, this seems to be kind of the trajectory of their life. They got in the 2010s, they hooked up with a girl. They were both drunk on Four Locos. She got pregnant. They stayed together until the kid turned 5 or 6. Then they got divorced. Or the kid now is like, I don't know, 16, 17. Now they're getting divorced. So the guy's back out in the market and he's like, where's all the girls at? Where's all the drunk girls at? Where's the hookup culture that got me to where I'm at now? It's over, buddy. It's over. Drinking is over. The Gen Z doesn't like it. And you shouldn't be hanging out with Gen Z anyway, you fucking creep. Fourth red flag in a man that women will not ignore anymore is weakness. If you are physically weak, if you are emotionally weak, we're not fucking with you, okay? Psychologically, like a narcissistic man, it's disgusting. We don't like complainer men. We don't like bitchy men. We don't like, again, just physically weak men. It's just, blah, blah. Girls our standards of like how you should look are not as nearly as high and stringent as yours. But we do have standards, okay? We do have standards. Number 5, red flag in a man that we will not ignore anymore is if you're fucking useless. If you don't have any fucking skills, whether it be, automotive, like handyman around the house, I don't know, just like whatever guy skill, name it, whatever. If even cooking, like if you don't have any fucking skill to help us around the house, to help our life move swimmingly, why do we have you? Why do we have you? It's so unsexy, I would imagine, for a girl to realize that anytime something like needs fixing in her house, she can't ask her man, she has to go onto TaskRabbit, right? Like, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, video games. If you play video games, absolutely not. Absolutely not. We will not fuck with a man who plays video games. It's just weird. It's too much. It's not a game. To you guys, it's like a lifestyle, and it's too much. You guys spend too much time on there. It means too much to you, and it's weird. And you guys are like buying the games, but you don't own the games, and you spend too much money on it. Between the money and the time, absolutely not. The video games are just, ugh. Number 7, I think, if you don't have a single friend as a guy, that's kind of a red flag. Like, guy relationships are different from girl relationships. Girl relationships are a lot like, they're messy, they're tenuous, if that's a word. And they end a lot. But like guys, like your relationships like last a lifetime basically. I know so many guys who like they met in kindergarten, first grade, or they were neighbors growing up, and they're still friends to this day. So if you're a guy and you don't even have one of those, that's a red flag. Next one is if you are not fun, if you're hateful. Women are not dealing with that anymore. We're not dealing with mud and sticks in the mud anymore. Absolutely not. Like, it doesn't matter how much money you bring home. It doesn't matter how hot you are. If you're not fun, if you're hateful, ugh. And the last one is complainer. If you're a guy and all you fucking do is complain about things, it's too much. It's too much for us. It's too much of a drag, okay? And it doesn't matter what it is, okay? It could be very, very valid. You could be complaining about very valid things, okay? Because there are so many things. Unfettered immigration, AI, war, wage, like the whatever's happening to the money, wage stagnation, environmental stuff, rape gangs, I don't know, just, crazy stuff. Like, yeah. But if all you do is fucking complain about it and you just want to go from one complaint to another complaint to another complaint, and you don't see the beauty in life, and you don't ever acknowledge the beauty in the life, and you're just, again, complaining all the fucking time, and you don't have any friends, and all you do is play video games, and you have no muscle tone, and you can't help me fix anything, you can't help me put a shelf up on the wall correctly and have it not fall down, and we have to call somebody anytime we need like a TV, you know, mounted to the wall, and what are the other things? And you spend all your money on gambling. Oh my God, another one. If you subscribe to OF, if you watch porn, no way are we dealing with that stuff. Okay, our mothers who were true women, they loved you for whatever of those things that you exhibited, but now it's over. Okay, now you're just dealing with women with brains who have self-respect and who, just make money. We make most millennial women and younger make their own money. Gen X too. So we're just peace. It goes both ways, guys. Peace is priceless. Okay, and that goes for women. That goes for men. And I feel like women, they get to a point where they're just like, you know what, I'll just be roommates with my girlfriend, or I'll just live in my car, or live in an RV, or live in a tiny home, or live in my mom's house. Like, they're not going through the same bullshit that we saw Gen X and boomer women go through. And that's good. That's good. Like, you cannot be mad at women for that. This is evolution. It's painful, but those who do not evolve will go extinct. So if you are just striking out with women over and over and over, I hope you look at those things that I said: gambling, drugs, alcohol, weakness, useless, video games, no friend, not fun, hateful, complainer, watches porn, gives money to OF girls. Those are red flags. Those are red flags. Those are red flags, and women have learned through all the serial killer and other, true crime documentaries that red flags are not to be ignored. So with that said, good luck. Take care. Bye.